It's more to it, I'm just giving you a preview. Black roses, concrete and showbiz. This is tailor-made for the soldiers. Televised like it ain't a revolution. Tell a friend who the truth is. Rowyal.
And the United States has everything under control. They think.
Hey, I gotta give y'all like the warning before you watch this video right here. This is one of those, when it was happening, you know, I already knew it was going in the wrong direction, but either way, this is me trying to give the information to the community about, they was trying to do like some zombie apocalypse, and it was tied to this R.J. Reynolds case. R.J. Reynolds case just got, as I predicted it, happened to the T as my prediction, as you know, with the buyout. But this is me trying to bring the information to the community, and the reaction was a priceless reaction that just damaged the relationship with me and some of the people that probably wanted to reach out to me and build with me or whatever the case is. But neither here nor there at this point, you know, because you know, we had a chance to stop the Mike Browns, the Freddie Grays and all of that, and the people wouldn't have went so crazy over it if we would have kind of pounded away with the information, if we would have realized after the Rudy Eugene, all of the same key players, the FOP and all of that, FBI, all that, you know, shit, the CDC even got involved. And if people would have realized like around that time to take it a lot more serious, it wouldn't have got that far. But again, this is just a warning. So when you hear and you see the reaction of this bullshit right here, man, that kind of shattered everything else to pieces. And from there, the shitstorm just began. But yeah, check it out.
Yeah. What?
When I'm looking at it like this, what they was doing to the Rudy Eugene character, right? What they was doing was they was attacking a whole generation of people with those beards. All those people that with the big beards, all right? When they said that man was a zombie, like, you gotta realize that was the biggest case for the last 100 years. They've been planning this zombie attack.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is you talking about, man?
Now do this.
That's what the fuck I'm trying to...
Nah, let me do this.
I'm sitting here like,
Nah.
what the fuck is you talking about?
Let's do this.
Damn, Rawyal.
Let me do this.
Explaining the Southern strategy.
In other words, you start out, yeah, now y'all are quoting me. Yes, all right, I won't do it. You start out in 1954 by saying nigger. By 1968, you can't say nigger. That hurts your backfire. So you say stuff like force busing, states' rights, and all that stuff. And you're getting so abstract now.
Cannibal attacker in South Florida, Rudy Eugene.
It is an attack that can only be described as savage.
Witnesses telling police it involved naked men and cannibalism.
The gruesome face-eating attack in Miami could be part of a trend, an example of something larger and much more dangerous. Miami police say they've seen similar cases recently of people behaving strangely and showing what appears to be superhuman strength.
Like, because now people are talking about the zombie apocalypse and how all these people are eating each other. Man, are you crazy? I can't.
The story that made headlines around the world Memorial Day weekend. Good evening, I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Shannon Horry. Ronald Papo, a homeless man, had his face chewed off in an attack no one could explain.
Police shot Eugene dead as they tried to get him to stop his attack.
Story out front tonight, drugs known as bath salts being blamed for a gruesome scene in Miami. This is a naked man. He was shot dead on Saturday by police because he was gnawing off another man's face.
Police were forced to open fire on a naked man who refused to stop chewing the face off of another man.
And we're learning more this afternoon about the man now known as the Causeway Cannibal.
And the guy in Miami took off his clothes and started biting the face off of the homeless guy.
We look into what could have caused this attack, and we have new details on just how much of the victim's face was literally bitten off.
Ever since Rudy Eugene's attack on Ronald Papo, there have been theories about what sparked Eugene to go on that bizarre attack.
My mind cannot fathom is that there are people who think their lives suck so much that for a little bit of a high, they're going to do bath salts, which makes you want to eat somebody's face off, or that you're Jason or stalked by Jason. What the hell was going on in that dude's mind?
Police say Eugene was naked, that he was growling like an animal. He was shot and killed by police when he refused to stop, but it took multiple shots. That's leading to the the descriptions of what seems to be superhuman strength.
Get the sense that when you do bath salts, you get like this insane sense of strength where you can do anything.
Over the weekend, Rudy Eugene attacked a 65-year-old homeless man, chewing off most of his face. Police say he was probably high on a drug known as bath salts.
I can't go any further, and then when I look forward, there's a guy on top of another person eating him up, like just tearing his face apart. And I was like, I try to scream at him, you know, hey, get off of him, you know. It's like the guy he was like a zombie.
Cannibals do not only exist here in the United States.
You can imagine around the world in the headlines, Rudy Eugene is a zombie, he's a monster, he's a cannibal. Eugene's family believes he was a victim of violence Saturday, that someone dumped him at the base of the causeway.
I don't believe he would walk up there butt naked 12 o'clock in the afternoon and nobody see that.
I know my son. Tell me about it.
Woody will never do something like that.
Rudy Eugene's mother and family insist the accounts make no sense. You don't believe him?
No, I don't. Somebody kill him and they just go ahead, they dump it.
The mother of Rudy Eugene, the man who chewed off much of the face of a homeless man and was then shot by police, says her son is not the monster he's being portrayed to be.
Plus, new video has just been released of how this bizarre attack began. Our own Glenna Milberg joins us live now from Miami with the details.
New information on that horrific attack by the MacArthur Causeway.
New details of the autopsy of the man accused in a cannibal attack in Miami starting to surface.
The toxicology report for Rudy Eugene has been released.
According to the toxicology results released by the medical examiner, no traces of things like bath salts or LSD or anything that would cause some sort of psychotic frenzy.
6, there were no bath salts in a system of the so-called Causeway Cannibal.
The toxicology report is out, and it indicates that the Miami cannibal was not, in fact, on bath salts. So I have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings about this because A, it proves the fact that the media went crazy way too early and reported that he was on bath salts. Look, I did so as well, but that was because you had credible news organizations saying that this cannibal was on bath salts. So you're like, oh, I guess it's already confirmed.
And Glenna, given this new information, you have to ask, where did this whole bath salt theory come from?
The officer believes the man clearly was on some very, very powerful drugs.
Internal Order of Police president tells me this crop of LSD is a major threat to police officers as well as the rest of us. He says it turns normal people into monsters that possess this superhuman strength and no ability to feel pain. Fraternal Order of Police President Armando Aguilar says that cop had no choice but to shoot when he found a naked man chewing away at another man's face.
Had his face completely eaten from the top of his forehead to almost his jaw. It wasn't just that he was being bit, it's that the person was actually swallowing pieces of his face.
The Miami Herald reporting that preliminary results show Rudy Eugene did not have any remnants of flesh in his stomach.
Autopsy reports reveal there was no human flesh found in Eugene's stomach.
Well, I might say that Local 10 never reported on any bath salts theory, but I know so many places have. It's even nationally in the cable talk shows and locally people were talking about bath salts. I think when you have sort of this absolute horrific behavior and frenzied attack and people are looking for what to blame it on, in the absence of information and in the void, people start to speculate, and that was one such speculation. Tonight we know that that was not the case.
They attack our image, right? I learned strategic marketing, advertising, and so forth and so on. So one of the things is when they're attacking our images and people looking for the obvious, I'm like, y'all don't see this. So me seeing some of the things, seeing some of the attacks that they had against like the Rudy Eugene and the young homie Trayvon Martin and so forth, like that's done in a way where it affects generations down the line.
And although the attack left Papo blind in both eyes and undergoing occupational therapy to deal with the new realities of his life,